name is Ying Zhang, and I'm one of the interns for Interfaith Week 2025. Interfaith Week is an annual initiative held in November that aims to strengthen interfaith relations across the UK. Interfaith Week is a special time focusing on building bridges, deepening understanding, and highlighting the positive impact of faith groups across the country. As part of the Interfaith Week this year, for the first time, me and other Interfaith Week interns will be hosting a podcast series. The Interfaith Week 2025 podcast celebrates interfaith voices around the UK and explore the theme for 2025, Community Together We Serve. Each episode will feature a guest discussing the role of interfaith dialogue, service, and community building across the country. For today's episode, I'm delighted to welcome Deepak Naik. Deepak Naik is the chair of the United Religions Initiative UK and was a founding member of the URI Global, which is today the largest grassroots global interfaith network. In 1999, he was awarded MBE for services to interfaith and is involved in the Lambers Group. Welcome, Deepak. It's so lovely to have you with us today. Could you start by telling us a bit about yourself and the organization you are part of?
Sure, and delighted, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this wonderful initiative. A little bit about myself. I'm a Ugandan born, been in Coventry for more than 60 years now. A city that has taken, my father's family, as I'm one of the young persons, as it were, and gave us safety and security, a chance to have a better life, and I'm really grateful for that. As it has enabled us to live in safety, but also given us lots of opportunities. So today I'm here able to, talk about the kind of experiences that we've had or that I've had in terms of relations with other people from diverse communities, diverse beliefs. That's enhanced my life and I believe improved the life of other people around me. And as my friend, Chris Beals, Reverend Chris Beals, we've had many, many years of talking with one another. As I remember, in a conference, we were talking about what would be the words on the epitaph or the tombstone if I was to have a tombstone. And he said, Deepak, I would give you the words making things happen. So I like to make things happen. I like to do things that are outside the box as much as possible. And it's been a real delight in the last 40 years of working in interfaith that making things happen with young people, with people from diverse backgrounds, understanding what spirituality means to them, their religious practice means to them, and along the journey, helping me to become more aware of my own faith and becoming more aware of the beauty of God, the beauty of the earth, the creation, the beauty of the potential of life that we have and other people have, and other items such as the trees and the rivers, the droplets that have, and in a similar way, we as human beings have. I've enjoyed that.
Thank you so much for telling us about all the different things you are doing. It's really inspiring to hear about your work. It's great. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It's great to have you. My first question for you is, what does interfaith mean to you? And why do you think it's important to understand different faiths and beliefs?
For me, initially, going back 40 odd years ago, it the journey was not based on curiosity, but being more aware of my own faith. So as a Hindu, um, I remember distinctively in school when I was a very young boy, the teacher asking me, why do Hindus think of the cow as a sacred animal? And at that time, I was lost for words. I didn't know. And I really cannot remember my response to the teacher and the class. In retrospect, was the teacher correct in asking me that question? Is a question that you ponder these days. Is it a fair question to a young person without preparation? But those were the kind of triggers that in my mind, in my being, um, sort of awakened the need to know more about what I believe and why I believed it. And as a process, engaging with people who were different from my own religion, from my own religious practice, and from people who had no religious practice. Engaging with the diversity enabled me to learn and acquire knowledge and become more confident in my own belief. And the joy of being a seeker, as the way I term myself these days, to say that I have a religious practice, which is Hindu, but I also have a strong desire to be a seeker throughout and being very comfortable to talk to other people. Because I know that by talking to people who are different, I will gain the most knowledge. And from that knowledge and reflection and meditation, my being is influenced. I am changed, and my abilities become stronger. So becoming more of a person than what I was born with what I am at the moment as a personal growth. I believe that interfaith engagement for me helps me to grow, helps me to deepen myself, and therefore being able to reach out to other people, make things happen with other people, um, and make a difference and an impact on people and communities in helping and healing, relieving poverty, bringing a sense of togetherness on this one planet, is something that I find a lot of joy in. And so interfaith is not a work. Yeah, I don't find pain in it. I find passion and a gift within it. I invite everyone to become an interfaith seeker.
Oh, thank you, Deepak. That's a really meaningful perspective. I really love what you said about you have you are being to be a seeker and interface grow yourself. Yeah, it's a really encouraging for me also. And my next question about Interface Week is the yeah, this year's Interface Week theme is a community together we serve. What roles does social action play in bringing people from a different faith and belief backgrounds together?
Sure, sure. Um, I would suggest that the words that we are using with one another even now, those are actions. Um, and words make a difference, they make an impact. Um, and as I have said to my own children, as a grandparent, I will say more to my as my grandchildren grow that words are the currency that we have, that we generate ourselves, and they will not run out because we're the generator of our own words. And the words will take us through our life, um, and help us navigate and communicate, express ourselves. So words are actions, but they are also something that is personal. With the theme that we've chosen this year, I would suggest that it's about reaching out. It's about working together. So words obviously do reach other people, but it's only when you make things happen, when you imagine things with other people, when you plan things together to make the world a better place, the neighborhood a better place. Perhaps help in the food bank, perhaps cleaning the park of litter, um, perhaps becoming more adventurous. But by coming together with other people, and especially those people who are different to yourself, and imagining things in your locality that can be better, that you imagine that and you plan it and then you prepare for it, and then you deliver it, you execute it, and then you reflect on it. Well, actually, that's a journey in itself with people who are different. And in that journey, you're learning about yourself, but you're also learning about other people. You're also building friendships. Um, and those friendships mature into different things, they have an impact on your life on a social level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. So, and they're things that you can reflect on together. So I would suggest that words are actions, they are great, but we need to step a little bit further and with others serve the community. Um, Whether it's by cleaning the park, as I say, or helping with serving food to the homeless. However, the local community expresses itself in terms of a need, fulfilling that need, completing that need, making a difference together, uh, is a beautiful experience, and I would encourage anyone and everyone to be aware of the world around them and think of the needs that we have, um, that then we can fulfill together. The main thing is, in all of that, is that we never know when we will be in need. We, at some point in our life, will be in need of care, of attention. And if we together make a difference today with abilities that God has given us, then maybe later on somebody else is going to be there in our time of need. So it's actually something that we do out for our own self, um, but we do it in with love and joy at the time that we can do it ourselves for other people. It's a benefit to ourselves.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepak. That's such a lovely way to put it. I think you are right. Social action really brings people together through reaching out to work together. And yeah, that's what community together we serve is all about: building friendship, building understanding through working side by side. Yeah. Moving forward, the Bursting the Bubble report shows that only a small percentage of people are involved in interface. How do we reach out to people beyond existing enthusiasts and get more people excited about interface?
It's a very good question.
Yeah,
It's something that's pondered in my mind for the last 40 odd years.
yeah,
Uh, um, and you take initiatives, and you go out of you create activities that attract young people or people who are different, are not engaged in interfaith experience. And So you can make an effort to reach out. Um, and I think that's something that is our responsibility. It's within the interfaith world, the movement that I belong to and other people belong to. It's our effort that we need to actually reach out. Um, I think that we need to do a lot more about the kind of work that we do as interfaith actors, interfaith activists. We need to be more active in promoting what we do, why we do it, what motivates us to do it, what do we actually get out of it, and admit that. I admit that I believe that I become a better person because of my interfaith activism. I've made lots of good friends through that process. So, there's a personal gain here. So we need to be upfront about what we do gain, the kind of work that we do, the challenges that we face, and then invite people. We have to work extra hard to invite people, not only to talk about religion. You can do that and belief and spirituality. You can do that. But I think that we need to do more social action, actually. We actually need to express ourselves in our spirit and our spirituality and our thinking people towards people who have different beliefs and religious practice. Express that in social action, in climate, in poverty, in justice work, um, in trying to bring more healing. So it's through action and expression of that and the difference that we make. I would suggest that we need to include them in activity and actions that then that live into our spiritual being. And if we can do that, then I think at some point, I believe at some point, a person who's not currently in interfaith will have the trigger and the opportunity to reflect and say, can I come into this? Would I like to come into that? And so we open the door, we invite people in, and people of belief or no belief. I, for me, I believe that we are all spiritual beings. We need to become more conscious of that. We need to become more aware of it. And if the key is opened, the lock is no longer there, then I think within the spirit, within the heart, people will begin to reflect along for their own spiritual well-being and awakening. And in that, they'll find their own path, whether that's a Christian, Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, Jewish, Buddhist, Zoroastrian, Baha'i. They'll find their path. Um, and that's good.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak. Such a great way to look at it. I think you are really touch on something important, finding creative ways to open the door to reach people who might not usually get involved. And yes, we are coming to the end of the podcast now. We just have one final question. If you could share one message with our listeners about Interface Week, what would it be? Yeah.
Uh, yeah, come on in. Come,
Yeah. Yeah. If you
um,
could share one message with our listeners about Interface Week, what would it be? Yeah.
yeah, I would say become a seeker.
Yes. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say,
You just mentioned. Yeah. Just,
uh, please don't be afraid, is what I
mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah.
And I would say that by becoming a interfaith seeker, uh, you're guaranteed, for me, change. And in that change, I believe that you will gain spiritually, as a human, on a human being level, um, and for me personally, the journey has triggered me into ways and opportunities that I had never dreamt of, never thought possible. So, my family, my mother and father came with very little into this country. We're grateful for this country. Um, could I have ever imagined that, or could my father and mother have imagined that their son would be welcomed at Buckingham Palace and be awarded the MBE? The answer would be no. So I would say to you that become a seeker and let the journey take its course. You'll find a lot of friendship on the way. And in that journey, you'll find whatever is meaningful to you. And along the way, you'll also make a big difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deepak, for sharing your time, your insights, and your incredible experience with us today. I'm really impressed by what you said about being a seeker. Yeah, today you also have mentioned local community engagement, your personal faith journey, and some of the challenges of being involved in interfaith. That's all lots of things I think our readers, our listeners will find it interesting. And thank you so much for those who tune into this episode. There's still time to get involved in Interfaith Week. To find out what's happening in your local areas, head to the Interfaith Week website or check out our social media. I will include links in the description. If you want to get in touch with me or any of the Interfaith Week team, our details are also in the description below. Thanks again to Deepak for joining us, and to everyone tuned in. We hope you have enjoyed this episode and feel inspired to be part of Interfaith Week 2025. There will be more episodes released in this week with lots more exciting guests. Till next time, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.